Mutations are abilities that the alien can use to help them in combat. These abilities differ from each other as some specialise in offense whilst others specialise in defense. There are 9 mutations overall, and in today's video we'll be ranking them from worst to best. Coming in at number 9 is the Show Off mutation. This mutation decreases your health by 75%, and when using it your character does a pose, and that's all there is to it. So obviously this mutation is there as a joke, but it also serves as a nice challenge for anyone who wants to make the game more difficult. Having a mutation that does nothing and a minus 75% of your health is going to make the game significantly harder. At number 8 is the Weapon Specialist. This mutation allows you to bring a second weapon into the battle. It does sound good on paper, but you do need a fully charged mutation in order to use it. On top of that, you don't really need to be switching weapons too often, as you can just choose one really good weapon and it will carry you through the entire level. Now it does increase your reload speed and clip size, and it does say it increases your fire rate, but it doesn't give a specific stat for that. But at the cost of minus 10% health and minus 10% move speed, I just don't think the positives outweigh the negatives. At number 7 is the Medic mutation. This mutation will spawn a heart. This will heal anybody within a certain radius. You also gain 10% more health, but at the cost of minus 20% damage. It only lasts for about 12 seconds and can be quite difficult to actually stay near to get the healing bonus. For solo play, this mutation isn't the best, but for multiplayer I can see this mutation being a lot better. But a minus 20% damage is a bit too much. In at number 6 is going to be the Invader mutation. This mutation allows you to throw a grenade at the enemies. It does quite a lot of damage and has a big splash radius. If you're also near the grenade, it will throw you without doing any damage, so it's not too bad to get out of situations. It also gives a plus 2% to damage. So this mutation is pretty standard as it doesn't really have any drawbacks, but isn't as good as some other mutations, making it number 6 in this list. Number 5 is the Dispatcher mutation. This mutation allows you to spawn in an AI alien to help you fight. Now the AI aliens are not great in the game, but they do serve as a good distraction. So against a large group of enemies they can be quite useful. This mutation also gives you a 2.5% damage increase with no negatives, which for me puts it slightly above the Grenade mutation. In at number 4 is the Speed Demon mutation. This mutation allows you to move extremely fast and leave fire behind your steps. The fire does a small amount of damage to any enemies caught in it. This ability can be used whilst in the air but will not spawn any fire. It increases your movement speed by 15% but decreases your jump height by 20%. This mutation is extremely useful when getting out of sticky situations or just doing damage to a large area. It is also a mutation that does not need to be fully charged in order to use. But in a game like Alien Hominid Invasion, I think that jump height is extremely useful. There's a lot of verticality in the game, and I have died many times trying to reach a jump and just missing it. Number 3 is the Deflector mutation. This mutation is a shield that you can put around your character to deflect any bullets or lasers. It is once again an ability that can be used without having to have a full DNA bar, which allows you to end it early to save it for some later use. This mutation is extremely useful when going against large amounts of enemies, as it allows you to not take any damage while still being able to shoot. It is also great in boss fights as you can activate it to prevent any damage while still doing damage to the boss. It also gives you a plus 8% to deflect bullets, meaning without using the ability you have an 8% chance to just deflect bullets naturally. It does decrease your move speed by 7.5% and reduces your health regeneration to 0.9, but I believe the positives outweigh the negatives. Number 2 is the Sky Ranger mutation. This mutation will give your character a jetpack that can be used whenever you want. It once again does not need a full DNA bar to use and can be cancelled early. On a full DNA bar, the jetpack has a really good duration and can be fully controlled in the air. If you crash into the floor with a jetpack, it will do an explosion, damaging any enemies nearby. But the main reason I put the Sky Ranger in the number 2 spot is for its additional jump. With the Sky Ranger mutation, you get an additional jump in the air. This is extremely useful. It makes it a lot easier to get around the map, such as jumping on high buildings, reaching the enemies in the air, or just generally evading the enemies. It does reduce your health regeneration to 0.8, but with the massive boost to mobility and evading enemies, I think it's a well worth trade. And in at number 1 is the Vampire Mutation. Just looking at the Vampire Mutation, you can see that it reduces your health by 20% and makes your health regeneration 0.4. This looks terrible, but actually the Vampire Mutation is one of the best ones for surviving. It gives you a passive lifesteal of 1%, meaning as long as you are damaging and killing enemies, you will be regenerating health. You also regenerate health faster when riding enemies or allies. But the main reason that this is number 1 is the ability itself. So Vampire, as the name suggests, allows you to lunge at enemies and eat them. Eating an enemy will instantly heal a large proportion of your health bar, giving you instant healing rather than passive healing. This makes it extremely useful when going against large groups of enemies, as you can eat some of the enemies to instantly heal your health, but also kill them, reducing the numbers. It gets even better when some of the higher tiered enemies, such as ones with armor, can also be eaten and instantly killed, meaning you can one-shot most enemies in the game using the Vampire Mutation. You can also hold multiple charges of Vampire, meaning you could instantly heal your entire health bar if you have enough uses, making surviving a lot easier. And this is why Vampire is the best mutation in the game. And that is all 9 mutations in Alien Hominid Invasion ranked. For me, my personal favourite is Sky Ranger, as I really enjoy being able to get around the map fast with the jetpack and the extra movement with the additional jump. So what do you guys think of this ranking? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. Soon we'll be looking at all the weapons in Alien Hominid Invasion and ranking them as well, so subscribe if you want to see that. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.